Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a high-level best of 7. Today we have a player that is often likened to Napoleon. We're of course talking about Maru here. He's relatively short and he is a genius military strategist, just like Napoleon was. And I hear what you guys are saying, oh Harstem, don't you know Napoleon actually wasn't small? He was just surrounded by his imperial guard, which were very large men. Actually, I googled how tall Napoleon was before this game, and he was 168, which is the exact same size that my wife is. She's also 168, and she is quite small. She's not a large person. I wouldn't look at my wife and think, wow, she's freaking huge. What a monster of a person. No. So that leads me to believe that Napoleon at 168 is actually quite small. And if you don't think so, you can fight me in the comments. Another thing I read about Napoleon was that apparently he once got attacked by a horde of domesticated rabbits. Or he wanted to go for a rabbit hunt. And one of his assistants got some domesticated rabbits, and the rabbits charged at Napoleon, thinking that he had some food for them. And then Napoleon fled. This sounds like a fake story, but I read it on the internet, so I'll pass it along as fact. What I'll also pass along as fact is that we're opening up with a triple CC here on the side of Maru. Rogue went for the 6 links. Did he lose one? No. Oh, where's that? Wait, where's the 6th? Am I crazy? This is just 5, no? Sometimes when the links move too fast, they're difficult to count. A fat trick is you can select them and then check it in the bottom right. Yeah, it is 5. Oh, there's one over here. What's this guy doing? Holy crap. This guy is out for a jolly ride. I guess gonna go for a scout of some sort. Maybe get a read here on the follow-up. It's gonna get in, or at least gonna get some information. Sees that this is most likely Liberator, Viking, or Medevac. And knowing Maru, most likely Viking, I would say. I think the Liberator start is not something you'd 100% expect. However, we're not seeing the Overlords being pulled back. So perhaps Rogue knows more than I do. Well, Rogue definitely knows more than I do about Maru's Terran versus Zerg. But we're also not seeing any spores. So far we're really not seeing any type of response out of Rogue against this potential incoming air threat. Stim as the follow-up. Looks like we're going into a very standard bio game, which is exactly what you expect, right? Bit of bio from our boy Maru in the early phases. Gonna get a road. Was this a reactive roach warren? I don't think so, right? The roach warren was already on the way when the scout went in. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Liberator is gonna make its way across the map. We're gonna go for a 9 roach rush off of 3 gases. 3 gases, whittling speed. And now the question that everyone wants to know is, what happens with the next larva? As we see 12 more links on the way. So this is most definitely going to be a very serious attack. There's 2 ways in which you can do this attack. The first way is just with the 9 roaches, and you push and you deny some mining on the low ground. Maybe if the Terran makes a mistake, they lose a bunch of Marines as well, but most of the time the Terran is just fine. This time, however, we're going to have those link floods as a follow-up, and that means that Rogue needs to deal some serious damage. Just killing 10 workers here is not going to be good enough. He needs to kill 10 workers and 5 depots and every single marine that has ever existed. That is going to be the general goal. Barracks going down on the low ground is usually a mistake. E-base on the low ground as well actually makes them quite vulnerable here. As we have... Well, what do we have? 2 Ravagers, 4 Ravagers. That means that this Liberator is going to die. Did he miss that? Okay, missed 1 shot there. Pretty sloppy. E-base are definitely gonna die. 4 depots are going to fall as well. Liberator's going to siege up on the top of the ramp. Look at that, more and more Ravagers on the way right now. We have more links coming in behind this as well. So Rogue is not really looking for this to be a friendly poke, you know? A slap on the back, so to say. No, this is going to be a proper shove here. Stim has finished up, so we're gonna get that. Stim comes in immediately. Liberator now dies after 3 biles hit it. Links move towards the left, try to kill as many SCVs as they can. We're gonna hit some biles on top of this combat shield. Links are dying, but so are a lot of these Marines. Links continue running in further through. As I think with the biles, this might just be enough. More links running forward. This is still off of 40 drones. And there are 33 workers remaining for Maru. If Maru manages to survive somehow, some way, he's going to have triple orbital commands, triple mules. It just doesn't have the follow-up though. That's what I'm afraid of. Doesn't have the follow-up. Okay, we have drone production coming in immediately. I'm expecting double evos as well. Yep, there we go. 25 workers have gone down. I want a fort base here. I want full drone production for at least, I guess, 2 entire lines. So like 2 entire injects, I guess. Or maybe just 1 inject is going to be good enough. Gonna get like 11, 12. I get the 56, 57 workers. I'm actually okay with that. 56 workers-ish. And then maybe going into some rotors from there on out. You know the medeffects are out. You know Stim is out. However, this is really scary for Maru. Like, we know what's going on. We know that Rogue, he's getting his double evos and went up to the lair. No, drones everywhere and gases. And look at him being a cool macro player. But Maru doesn't know that. Maru knows nothing. Maru is as blind as a bat right now. This move out is, I don't want to say it's crazy, but it's risky. Like, what if 50 links run in right now? Boom, game ends. What if like 12 roaches and 50 links run in? Boom, game ends as well. It's not going to be the case here. And I actually feel like potentially Rogue might have actually overdroned a little bit. That's why I said I like 58 as a drone number here. I really did like 58 as a drone number because you need some units to deal with this type of stuff. Although maybe these links and queens by themselves are just good enough. And perhaps this is why Rogue is the one in charge of his army. And I'm the one in charge of the observing and uploading this video to YouTube. You know, different strokes for different folks. And my strokes are perhaps more on the bench as a warmer. Alright, armory in the wall, double barracks, second attempt on the low ground. I think I saw a 4cc go up on the main base. I didn't really point it out yet because I have been thinking about what I should say about it. I still don't really know. This seems very odd. Yeah, it's not common to see a 4cc at this timing. I don't understand why it's there. It was before the extra barracks. I'm guessing Maru's plan here right now is to just focus heavily on tank production. So I expect a second factory soon. Tank production and then just moving out with small amounts of marines, just trying not to die while also boosting your own economy big time. I guess it increases your SCV production, it increases your income. It's just, it lowers the amount of pressure you can put on your opponent. So if Rogue had decided to go for like instant hive, that would have been great. But even now, like, Rogue is just gonna move in here with 170 supply. I don't really see how Maru is gonna hold this. 3 tanks are great, but there's like 50 roaches around, no? Like 3 tanks are just not gonna cut it in my mind. First one goes down, second tank on the way out, third tank on the way out as well. And we still have 165 supply here for our Zerg player as Maru is about to be forced to tap out as Rogue takes map number 1 on the Ruby Rock. Our second map on Missing You Today. That's what the map is called. Although I do miss all of you today. As I miss all of you every single day. God, I wish we could be closer connected through the internet. But sadly, that's not the case. So this medium of video will have to do for now. Ooh, look at that. Gas into spawning pool. Look how afraid Rogue is. The Rogue is like... He didn't just piss his pants once. Like, he's just continuously pissing it. That's how afraid he is. You almost never see that. It's like constantly leaking. It's like more water being added. Well, not water, but you know what I mean. It's freaking crazy. Like, he's using his first 2 overlords to scout the entire map to make sure he's not being proxy raxed. That is not the hallmark of a confident man, let me tell you. Or maybe it is, of a very confident man. It's like, hey, as long as I don't get proxy racked, I'm going to win this game. One of my favorite, we could call them tropes, I guess, in ZVT, but just in general in StarCraft, is people that scout very hard, and then the one position that they don't scout, that's where the proxy is. So it could have been like here, you know, before this Overlord moved back. Like that type of stuff always makes me so happy. I find that stuff so freaking hilarious. When you have these super tryhards, Showtime in PvP, he used to use 2 probes to scout for proxy pylons as well. And then sometimes you'd have a game where, you know, he used like his first 2 stalkers, 2 probes to scout for proxy pylons. He's doing his absolute best to figure out what's going on, and then he misses it by like a freaking pixel or something, your proxy robo. He often still win because he's phenomenal, but it makes me so happy when you have these like little scouting tryhards, like these goody 2-shoes, you know? And then it backfires. That's what you get for doing stuff right in life. It backfires. And no one will give you credit. That's the way it is, man. They'll laugh at your misfortune. Not because they're jealous, but because they hate you. What? Crazy. Alright, starport coming out. CC on the low ground again. We're gonna get some cars. Maybe a Liberator. Actually, I wonder if Maru is afraid now. Let's see. Maru doesn't strike me as a scared little boy. Let's see. Are we gonna get a tech lab here? No. She's gonna go Liberator again. It's like, you know what? He's making a point out of it as well. He doesn't even like Liberator openers. Oh, he's not. He's actually gonna go for tech lab. Okay. Did not expect this. No, wait. This could still just be tech lab with a Viking or tech lab with a Liberator. He's gonna swap or what? I am very confused. The timing of this tech lab is what's throwing me off. Yeah, he just forgot to build the tech lab. There you go. Okay, so he is scared. So I was really hoping that Maru was going to show another Liberator opener. I think that's a show of strength, you know? Like, you just killed me as I was going Liberator. I'm going Liberator again. I'm not afraid of you. But now showing Banshee, I think Rogue has already won this series. Like, this best of 7 is officially over now. Rogue is so deep in his head. Like, he can smell the brain farts. That's crazy. 3 Overlords is also crazy. For a second I thought I missed a Roach Warren, but he just macroed poorly. Double eBay coming in. Oh, look at you. This has been becoming so popular. I was watching, what's he called? Bian do this the other day too. He was playing it off of a triple CC, or sorry, CC first into triple CC, double eBay with like a 6 Marine drop. But this is just become so popular as of late. These double eBay rushes with really quick 1-1 upgrades. I don't mind it. You know what? I don't mind it. Oh, these are fast freaking refineries too. What's up with that, huh? Freaking the refinery king over here. You need some gas? Get Maru. The king of flatulence. What? Ooh, nice. Snipe on a drone, no fort base. Lair. Almost done already. I'm never gonna see a spire. This map feels pretty long. This map is also green. Very green. Like a dark green. It's the color of the... recently, we had to redo one of the floors in my house because my washing machine leaked. And you put like stuff, like isolation material, I think you call it. It's like a foamy material. It has this exact same color green. So I immediately got like a flashback there. It wasn't fun having stuff leak into your floor. But it's all fixed now, so don't worry. You don't have to send me like a letter. You know, it's like, I'm so sorry for you. Do people do that? I'm so sorry for you. And I'm so sorry letter? I don't think it happens. It's rare at least. I haven't received any yet. Okay, it's gonna be Spire. Yeah, God, I'm on a freaking point today. Crazy stuff. Yeah, Spire is really cool. Creates flying units. Flying units are good. Specifically, the Muta is good. If he goes for Corruptors, someone should do a welfare check. But the beauty of the Mutalisk is very simple. Mutas, if the rush distance is very long, you can get a lot of Mutas out. And you can counterattack with them, you can defend with them, you can kill medevacs with it. It's really... It is the Swiss Army knife of units, except it is useful. I've always found Swiss Army knives to be... the kind of like jack of all trades. Not even the jack of all trades. The jack is a relatively high card. I always thought that was like pretty big praise. It's like not everyone can be an ace. Like if you do it percentage wise, it's like what, there's 13 cards per suit, and the jack is what, like the 4th highest. It's like the jack of all trades. Like, oh no, I'm like in the top, like I get the top 10%. No, that's not an accurate percentage. Whatever. Double marine drop coming in. 1 queen goes out. We'll say hello to her forefathers. And 4 mothers. Oh yeah, the Swiss Army knife. Yeah, it's kind of useless. It's good at nothing. More like the 6 of all trades, if you ask me. But the Mutas is legit like a king of all trades. It's pretty freaking good. Except when it comes to fighting. Direct engagements is the one weakness, but like picking off, chasing, harassing, it can really do a lot of it. Counterattacks, base trades. I mean, most of these are avoiding conflict, I just realized, but still, it's a good unit, trust me. Look at this! This is typical Rogue. Rogue does this so often. He'll completely give up a base, and then he expands somewhere else, and then just counterattacks. This is such a Rogue move. He keeps a couple of banelings at home, so the moment the Terran stops paying attention and walks too deep on creep, bam! A couple of fat banelings in your face, which is one thing you don't want to wake up to, you know? That is the opposite of getting a coffee and a croissant in bed on your Sunday morning, okay? A baneling in the face. Try keeping a lover around doing stuff like that. No shot. Okay, command center taking some serious damage. 2-2 upgrade. Holy crap, why is this thing so far out already? Way better infantry weapon upgrades than armor here. That's what we're doing. 4CC is gonna come out. We have a lot of halberds in the mix here too. This has been a weird game so far. A couple of mutas went down already as well. We saw them kind of go in there. We're gonna go for another base trade. This almost feels, you know, like the Rogue doesn't ever want to fight, which I don't think he actually does. So I guess that feeling is fairly accurate. Like Rogue is just constantly running around trying to avoid his opponent's army, and Maru is doing the opposite. Maru is just running around trying to fight. Stand still, you pansy. Come here. I wanna bang you. But I don't think Rogue wants to become the bangy. As these links are gonna clear a tank. Nice, well done. Turrets under some heavy fire here too. And maybe a hold position could clear some of these SCVs. Mutas drop into the main base. Say hello to these Marines. And they always say hello in a very aggressive way. Thor just popped out, which is nice. It's going to help, most definitely. A couple more SCVs being taken out. I don't think this turret's going to fall, buddy. There you go, another Muta falls. 10 SCVs go down. 161 supply against 171. And that's in favor of the Korean Terran player. Bad siege up, though. That's going to be the end of every single one of these tanks. That means that the banelings are going to be a little bit better. Great fight there for Rogue, who's now going to turn back around and say, hello, my friend. What are you doing? I have a surprise for you. Rogue has a very German accent whenever he sends banelings your way. To the Ladokis. Alright. Once again, Mutaling coming in here into the third base. They often say 3 times the charm, but this is the 17th time that Rogue is doing it, and it still is the charm for me. Ooh. Banelings actually hitting quite hard there. No banelings in the mix here at the front. Couple in the back will eventually come and help out. Medevac should be targeted down right now, as this is going from mediocre to bad for Maru, and potentially from bad to worse as well, as all of these Medevacs are in some serious problems. Oi, 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 oi. Look at these are big units to lose. Because you only have a single starport and it only builds 2 medevacs every 30 seconds. So that means that for the next 2 minutes you're going to have 2 little medevacs. Even if your bioproduction perhaps can get back up there. The problem is with the medevacs. So every stim that gets used right now is a big deal. Bottom left side base, this thing is completely unviable to hold. I'd like to just point that out. I'd love to see just the right side being mined here. These 2 gold bases, they look very cool. So Rogue is going to move towards the right side. He's going to deny a 5th base that doesn't exist yet. The upgrades for Rogue are pathetic, by the way. They're really, really poor. Oh, mines almost connect. We have Overlord speed. And it means that the Overseers are going to be capable of helping sniping these Marines. Here come the Banes, they're going to get sniped. Well done there by Maru. Get a scan onto the main base. I think Maru seeing this is like, phew, that's nice. You know, that feels good. Because now you know, it's like, hey, that hive isn't done yet. His +3 attack just finished up, eh? Look how long he's going to have that upgrade lead. for at least another, what is it, like 2 minutes or so? Yeah, 2.5 minutes once +3 carapace starts. Going to be a huge lead here for Maru. Thor on the way, is that a second one? Yeah, that's the second Thor. Muta count is not really increasing anymore. Has stopped at 21 at this point. Fair play. Actually fair play to him. Wants to transition into ultras instead. This is not a good fight. Like I said, this is a non-viable build base to hold, I feel like. Really, really tricky because it's so close by this thing. There's going to be a 5th over here at some point. Yeah, I much prefer going for the top right side. As well as the fact that they're gold obviously helps. But also just, I think positionally it's a little bit simpler. Given where the 4th base is. I wouldn't have minded a full base trade. If Rogue would have said, hey, you can take this base, I'm gonna take this thing. I think that would have been a good call. Like, look at where the army is right now of Maru. It's all over there. He has nothing at home defending. As instead, Rogue is going to try to defend himself. It just won't work. I think all of these bases just need to be given up for a bit. Because you're busy transitioning as well. Like, a base trade would have been such a good call in this moment. Okay, now we're going to try to fight on creep. Mutas clearing these Thors, or at least trying to clear these Thors. Are going to get both of them down. And a lot of Marines falling as well. That was a fantastic fight, to be honest. No +2 air weapons quite yet for these Mutas. But they're packing a punch. This has been one of the most action-packed games that I've seen, I don't want to say in my life, but in recent memory. I feel like we've been fighting for the past 7 minutes or so. Either base trading or fighting. There's 2 modes that Rogue operates in. And he's continuously operating in them. Okay, Chitin is plating on the way. Ultra's coming out here as well. This is a beautiful map, by the way. Like, just the way that it's laid out. It feels like it might have been more passive, but actually it kind of seems to reward this aggressive playstyle with good eco backing it up. It's a fun game. Sometimes you get fun games on maps where the maps are bad, but it accidentally produces a fun game. And we're like, oh my god, what a great map. It's like, no, it's just a great game. You know, there's a difference there. But I think here the map definitely played a bit of a role. Once again, Rogue, the moment we get this type of move out, like you're immediately exposing yourself. That's not allowed. Public indecency, Maru. You not heard of that? Disgusting. Ooh, oh my god, that also is very indecent. Mine hitting those Mutas. Turrets helping out as well. There's one more turret in natural. I really think the lack of attack upgrades for these Mutas is starting to hurt a bit when it comes to sniping these turrets. It's much simpler to do that. Oh, no. It's much simpler to do that when you have +2 attack or even +3 attack. Instead, we're going to get the flyer carapace upgrades. Ultra's also pushing through here. At the same time, we have an army over here. Man, this game is insane. What the hell? Oh, wait. No, base is going to survive. Mutas are coming back home. That's a cute move here with the Mutas, but you still need to clear these Marines first, buddy. You're not going to get that otherwise. What are we at with the... Okay, we have Adrenal. Oh, this is chaos. This is pain. Drones are being pulled away. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it is happening. Oh, Hatchery's going to get sniped. Top right side is gone as well. All of a sudden, it's 4 bases for Rogue, who still is up in supply, but it also has a lot of drones, by the way. Like, he has a lot of drones. He's rich. He's a rich man. La da dee la da 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 da. See, I've got all the money in the world. I mean, he has a... Well, he's not rich right now, but he's rich in the future. You know, you can see if he gets like 2 more hatcheries, he's gonna be rich. Right now, he just doesn't have those hatcheries. And actually, it's Maru who's winning in the battle of money, which is the most important battle. And right now, Maru is winning. How about we clear these 2 mines? Personally, I'm a big fan of losing drones, but this guy has 20 kills, this guy has 9 kills. Put the 2 together, 29 kills between 2 mines. 14.5 on average. That is good return on investment, because mines are freaking cheap. Oh, here we go. Poof. Hoppa, 2 Mutas going down. Liberator in the sky. Triple mine siege. And triple turrets in the main. And look at the supplies now. 59 workers to 54. 160 supply to 181. Like, this is starting to look pretty bad now for Rogue. Where it felt so good just a minute and a half ago, now all of a sudden it doesn't look so good. That's how fast things can change in our beautiful little game. Oh, base is gone. Oh, if you kill all of these workers, that would be a big deal. Oh, he's gonna let a couple escape. Look at him. He showed mercy. Rare to see. Mercy indeed. What is our orbital count, by the way? It's like 4? Yeah, 4. Yeah. I feel like there's too much creep. That's why I was wondering. I was like, maybe if there's 3 orbitals, I could see the amount of creep still being here, but there's 4 orbitals. I guess mainly being used for mules? No, it's just not being used. There's so much energy. This army over here is kind of awkward. Half fighting on creep. Probably are going to need some infestors, by the way, here. And once again, I'd like to just note the lack of air attack upgrades on these mutas. Okay, we're gonna get 2 infestors. This makes a lot of sense. Like, this fight really showed that you need infestors if you are relying on high ultra counts. The thing with Ultra Ling Bane is that you can use the Ling Bane to get surrounds off. However, if you're playing like Muta Ultra and you don't have like 70 Lings, you can't really get wraparound. So you're going to need spellcasters to kind of do the holding in place task for you. These mutas are going to clear up the double medevacs, which is great. Once again, I'd like to state that I believe that getting +2 air attack here would not be a luxury. It would just be the right thing to do. Ooh, this gets spotted here. Well done, Rogue. Rogue is very on point with his scouting. With his changelings that are doing the scouting. But in general, just the scouting. Well done. Trying to get some info or something in there. We have 5 ultras, 2 infestors out. Oh, infestor gonna get sniped. Trolls 1 fungal to save his skin. 2 more infestors on the way right now. So the mutas are gonna make their way across the map. We have triple turrets. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you guys. I am telling you guys. Oh, wait, hold that thought. This is, I think, a good chase. I don't think these marines are in big enough number to really do a whole lot. But there's gonna be a chase slightly off creep. And now we should really turn back home. Maybe even consider going across the map over here. Kill a marauder, why not? If you can get it for free, you should do it. Those are the rules of engagement. This base is now going to turn into a gold with a planetary. As yeah, too many marines here. Changelings coming out. All of them end up dying. Ooh, we really should kill both of these mines, by the way. It's kind of important. Hello. We right now have 28 mutas that have 1/1 upgrades. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but please get +2 attack. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but you really notice it when you're attacking turrets. Like, you really, really notice it. And especially if there's freaking building armor. Like, you need everything you can get. You really do need everything you can get. Okay, more Thors coming in. Mines Burrow. 4 mines over here. That's crazy. That is crazy. This base should be toast, no? I don't understand how he holds this. I guess just like that. Okay, +1 air finally on the way. I think it's too late almost. We're gonna need some way. Oh, there you go. To catch this army is what I was gonna say. But Baneling count isn't big enough to really help out here. And the Ultra's too far in the back here too. And overall, still a decent fight. Mines being taken out. We get a lift on this base. Might even get 2 of these orbital commands. That would be a huge deal. One goes down. Second one's gonna fly into the main base. This base, don't forget, here on the right side is also just a simple orbital. I think Rogue is actually gonna win this game. I think Rogue is on the warpath. He's in a very neat spot right now. Infestors moving in further forward as well. I'm surprised to not see anything move towards this kind of 3 o'clock position here on the right. I think that's almost a no-brainer here. Ooh. Is the marine count big enough to fight this? I don't think so. Marines are gonna try, but not really gonna succeed. Oh, split off. I think the mutas by themselves just win. There's just not enough anti-air right now. We have 1 Thor, 8 Marines, still 9 mines, which is something, I guess. Yeah, this right side should have been killed. Like 4 or 5 Lings could have 100% killed that. Instead, they haven't. I think Rogue has forgotten about the fact that that's an orbital. He probably thought that was going to be just like it usually would be, a planetary. So that's why he didn't do any split off over towards that right side. Now he seems to remember, but we already have units in position to deal with this. Muta's coming back in. Ooh. Oh! Almost getting cleared there by a couple of fat mines. Ultra count is none. Infestor count is 5, and we have a couple of banelings in the mix as well. The problem is, as long as there's no ghost, I think... like, either you need a maxed out Marine, Marauder, Mine, Thor army, or you're gonna need some Ghost, in my opinion. Maybe even both, but yeah, the first thing should probably just be maxing out here for Maru. That seems to me like the most kind of logical decision. Infestors being pre-split. You have 190 supply against 152. 4 mules still in this thing. Oh, there we go. Thor's gonna start shooting. You get a big stim. Okay, huge stim. Pick up, piss off, pick up, piss off. There you go. The problem is that Maru hasn't done anything aggressive for like 6 minutes or so. Like, if he kills like 10 workers, I feel like he still has a chance. But he really needs to get those 10 worker kills. Or he needs some really good fights, which is also not completely unimaginable. Love the routing of these links, by the way, towards the far right. He tried it before going through this area to run towards that side, but it didn't work out, obviously. This has higher potential. There you go. 4 links denying an entire base. Mules killing a couple of SCVs as well, so that's really neat. You have 2 Thors on the way, which makes some sense. There's really not that much when it comes to firepower in the Zerg army that isn't the Muta. Like 40 supply in Muta list. If you have 2-3 Thors, that is a big deal. Marauder count is at 8, and we have 4 Ultras. Neural Parasite here would be huge, by the way, but hasn't been researched yet. As these links are gonna start working. Yeah, maybe they're gonna start working at least a little bit. Yes, and now this Thor is gonna fall. Oh no, this is the worst case scenario. I mean, he really needs those Thors to help out. We have these infestors. Can we get some fungals out? It's the next question pretty much. Oh, here we go. Ooh, mine's actually dealing a lot of damage. Thor's still alive as well. Half of the army is just kind of fighting in the main base right now. 114 supply to 102. And this should still be fine here for Rogue, as this Ling run by is going to clear a lot of the SCVs on the right side. The Mutas can fly out whenever they want, and I think Rogue is once more breaking his opponent's spine. And it's really difficult to walk around with a broken spine. Muta's dealing enough damage. 17 SCVs going down. Are we gonna get our final desperation attempt here, or do we just give up on life and say, you know what, Rogue, you're the better gamer. You're the #1 gamer in my life. Time to leave. Link count is phenomenal as well. There's 4 Ultras, a couple of Infestors. Oh, Maru just went to the top right side to kill a base that doesn't exist. Cutie. So cute. Yeah, there's too much income. There's too much income at this point. There's too much potential to mine. Rogue just needs to take a fight that isn't god-awful. And I find it really difficult to take a fight here that's going to be god-awful. It gets to surround with the links as well. GG gets called. Rogue puts himself at 2-0 in his best of 7 series. They often say that past performance are no guarantee for future results, but These previous 2 games are something to go by. We're in for one hell of a best of 7. I actually think that last game was one of the most interesting Lingbane Muta games that I've seen in a very long time. Very cool, like kind of micro tech switching between more ultra heavy, more Lingbane Muta heavy, and in the end kind of ending on that mass Muta Ling Ultra composition. I thought it was quite subtle what was going on there, and I like the way that Rogue kind of changed things up. Like, the more creep he had, the more he wanted to rely on Banelings, and the moment his creep disappeared and he felt like he couldn't really protect it anymore, we saw that switch into Ultra, we saw these Infestors being added in. I don't know. I thought this was really cool. Like, interesting way of playing and still keeping high momentum all the way throughout. One of the things you often see with some Zerg players is that the moment they're tech switching, they lose their pressure a little bit. The momentum that they have in the game that you often gets created by playing these early Mutalisk builds, they lose it. But that wasn't the case at all here with Rogue. So honestly, very impressive as the third game here is going, oh my god, this is disgusting. What is this? I was talking about these eBay rushes earlier, but Maru he's cooked in the head, this guy is. What is it? These eBays are going down to what, 330, 325? You have upgrades starting 3 minutes and 50 seconds in. Hey, this being the new standard is nasty business, if you ask me. Ooh, this guy even sacrificed both of these cars. He's gonna get 3 drone kills here to start things off with. Might even get a 4th one left. Nope, won't get another one. Does clear a bit of mining time. And I think from here on out, depending on how much info Rogue is gonna get, of course. Because we cannot look into the future. Ooh. Yeah, depending on the info that Rogue is gonna get, he could potentially just full drone. Like, completely drone. There's no speed. There's no road warn. There's actually nothing here. So, interestingly enough, I think Lair plus Carapace would be a crazy play here. He's gonna go double Evo. I think Rogue knows what's going on. Oh my god, 4 CC. This has to be legitimately the greediest build I've seen in my life. That is insane. 2 eBay into 2 barracks. Still with the starport into 4 CC. So, the reason why I think Rogue is doing this high droning count, is because he can probably make the read from here on out. He has seen Stim, and he sees what he can only assume to be a 3rd gas. He knows there's a gas in the main base because there was a Reaper. So if there's at least 1 gas in the main, you know this is a 3rd gas. Why would Terra need such a fast 3rd gas? That can be 2 reasons. 1, it's mech. 2, it's quick upgrades. And because you see the Stim and the 2nd barracks over here, he has all the information with his Overlord staying alive. So we're going 69 drones off of this, fast upgrades, burrow, metabolic boost, Baneling Nest, Lair, no spores whatsoever. So Maru tried to go the greediest way possible, and he did. Okay, well done, Maru. We're very proud of you. Your upgrades finishing 5 minutes and 46 seconds into the game. Well done. Okay, Guinness Book of World Records is gonna come by. They're gonna give you one of these things, like a little poster to hang on the wall. Congratulations. But Rogue here, Rogue is the real winner. He is the real winner of this situation in my mind. His supply is way higher than it ever should be. He has the cleanest early game that mankind has ever seen. He can go straight into Infestation Pit Hive, 5, 6 bases. He can probably just push to whatever drone count he wants at this point. And there's absolutely nothing that Maru can do about it. The only thing that Maru can do is now prepare for a 2-2 timing attack. Although, with the timing of barracks 3, 4, and 5, I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. Because of this 4 CC, I don't even know if there's going to be a timing here. Like, his marine count is just not going to be high enough. He's going to go straight up to 8 racks. That makes some sense to me. 4 CC should start flying over ASAP as well. And yeah, Infestation Pit, 2 more drones. The moment this hatchery gets a little bit closer to finishing up, I think that Rogue is just going to add another 12 to 15 workers. And the moment those finish up, like Rogue is just going to absolutely explode all over the scene over here. 3.3k mineral income against 2k. Well done, Maru. You shot yourself in the leg. People always say, oh, why don't you just play greedier, build more next side? It's like, out-greeding a Zerg is so freaking hard. Because the moment they realize they just don't build units, all their larvae are going into workers, like, you're getting cooked. You're absolutely getting cooked. As, like, This is serious over defense as well, by the way. Like 70 links. There's no need for that. There's no need at all for that. Rogue can do it because he's so far ahead right now. This is a fantastic spot that he finds himself in. Maru is going to have to probably just run into the late game right now. And maybe that's his plan. He's saying, hey, I want to completely skip the mid game. I feel like I've been struggling there. I just want to go straight into late. And that's what he's going to do. Another thing, by the way, that we need to keep in mind is that if this had been a Spire build, this would have been the craziest Mura. Like, high worker count, fast upgrades, good Mura count, just because 0 units would have been built. So it's just something to keep in mind here that Maru didn't prepare for the Mura. Maru probably wasn't super ready for Mura. And he's going to be pretty fortunate that this actually is in Muralisk. So he's already behind, but he could have been in a worse spot, is what I'm trying to say. Which is why most of the time we don't see these types of fast 4CCs in combination with the quick double eBay. Because the quick double eBay often results in a very good 2-2 timing push, which you want to hit with like maybe 160, 170, 180 supply or so. Now he's going to have 150 supply with 2-2. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're barely capable of taking out these rocks. Oh! Nice little Baneling Bomb as well. I mean, Rogue is absolutely styling on his opponent. Like, this isn't even really... I'm not sure if we could call this outplaying. He's just... He's not really outplayed. Like, Maru is doing something and Rogue just responds accurately every single time. His unit movement is freaking insane. Which is why it's often so hard to copy Rogue as well. Like, these guys, they just find holes where there's no holes, really. It's freaking impressive. Okay, 7 Overlords coming in right now. We have the turret wall coming up because this did get spotted, these Overlords moving there. Main base is fairly open. Third base, fairly open as well. Ultralisk Cavern already on the way. Adrenal Glands coming out as well. 2-2 has finished up. 3-3 is going to start relatively soon. Okay, here we go. I think you actually need to wait. Oh my god, this is brilliant. The fake. Let's take a look at the response here. Let's take a look at the response. Okay, we're going to go straight away with a big freaking boost over here. Units being rallied back is on. At the same time, we're going to get a massive attack on the front. Everything is being pulled back over here to deal with these 7 Overlords. This was a 700 mineral investment. And I think it might just be an investment that pays off if you kill all these workers. I mean, that is a huge deal. Banelings connecting with a lot of stuff here as well. 27 workers going down. Depots falling at a high pace. The only thing that scares me a little bit is that Rogue doesn't have Ultras out with Chitinous quite yet. If Chitinous was 80% done and 3 Ultras were 60% done, I would say, okay, this game is just over. It has ended now. But now there might be a counterattack that could kill a base, that could clear a lot of creep, maybe even get a little bit of momentum going as we have 3 Vipers on the way. No +3 Carapace, by the way, quite yet. This is a significant mistake here coming out of Rogue. No small error, let me tell you. Very large error even. A huge one. Okay, this base is going to get cancelled. There we go. Now it starts. But this is going to give us about, what is it, like a 1.5 minute window in which... There's going to be much better upgrades here for Maru. With the +3 infantry weapons. This thing wants to land. I'm not sure why we're burrowed over here. This guy's blocking nothing. If he wants to build like a depot wall, then he can build a depot here. It's going to be a Ling burrowed. Nice. Shout out to you, buddy. The really cool thing, by the way, about that previous little Overlord attack is that now every Overlord attack is scarier because it can be real and it can be fake. So... It's kind of like a toss-up on how to respond to it. You don't want to over-respond, but you never want to under-respond either. It's just very difficult to make the right calls. Yeah. I'm very curious to see how Maru is going to deal with this. As he decides to go to the right side. Like, you know what? This base is a little bit too hard for me to get right now. We have a bit of momentum created for Maru, who is dropping left, right, and center. No spores in the main base. Could be considered a mistake. Usually we see full spore wall. So 1, 2, 3... Then 4 and 5, I think is usually the correct play. Okay, this medevac is going to get targeted down. Viper should be coming in as well. We're going to get 3 parasitic bombs, I think. Yeah, very well done. Instantly going to start sucking some of that energy once more. As we had some Banelings trying to hit this little base. Bottom right side also being blocked. Rogue doing a good job here. Like, Rogue is on 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 6 and 7 kind of on the way. I guess the backdoor base for both players doesn't really count. Ooh, this base is gonna get cancelled. Oi, oi, oi. Sucking himself dry. I hate to see it. Not many people capable of doing that. I heard you had to remove a rip, but Rogue here doing it with just 3 Vipers. I guess that's a different trick. Freaking disgusting. Okay, luckily he does have these 2 bases that are coming up right now, so it's not going to ruin his mining too much. In a way, it kind of helps him, because he starts mining automatically from side bases, which he's less likely to mine from later on in the game. So that's nice. You know, moving forward with your mining is generally a good call. Get a massive attack here towards the bottom right. It is a planetary, which means you can take it out. It's good news. I always prefer, like, as a Zerg, from the Zerg POV, to have this be a planetary rather than an orbital, because you can actually kill planetaries. Like, you have this type of base, like, oh, it's really nice to just run in there. Of course, the planetary is particularly useful if you're dealing with small amounts of Ling run buys, but with these big types of attacks, like, you need a target. And the planetary provides a target that you can actually kill, so that's nice. Okay, we're gonna get a couple of Corruptors, Ultralisk. Do we have any casters? Yes, we have the triple Vipers. We have Ghost on the way, plus 3 vehicle weapons as well, which is useful as there's 11 tanks. That's from 9 to 11. Mid-sentence. Okay, armor, cloak. A lot of freaking orbitals as well. 5 more command centers. And I think this is gonna turn into a planetary. This is gonna turn in, this is gonna turn into a planetary, so we're gonna have 4 more orbitals, or 3 more orbitals coming in. Math never been my strong suit. Yeah, I think 3 more orbitals coming in, and then 2 new planetaries. 1 over here, 1 on the bottom right. We'll see how that's going to work out. Now, we have some defenses here, so with the planetary add-in, I do believe it's going to be a little bit more secure. Meanwhile, Rogue is mining from... This is the problem. This is the problem. We'll get into why this is a problem after we see this battle. Okay, here we actually get to see exactly what I was talking about. This base is not a target currently. So Rogue is attacking into this, but what he needs as a result is he needs good trades. And this was not necessarily a super cost-efficient trade, because he's not going to be capable of getting this orbital down, or this command center down, which is obviously a problem. So then your only objective is going to be good trades, which he's not getting. So there's no point. So you get a lift, he pisses off, and we're going to go again later. What I was going to say is that Rogue right now is mining all of his own bases. You can see on the left side he's mining this. He's planning on mining this area, but he's mining none of Maru's bases. And that's the problem that you sometimes get in TVZ. And in particular on this map, it's really difficult to stop the Terran from taking their own side. And it's really hard to mine from their side. So the way you can do these things is by getting big attacks on the side, the side bases, which are quite far apart. Look at this. Complete left side to complete right side. There's a long walking distance in between. So you want to be clearing these side bases the entire time. That is pretty much going to be your entire goal. That is your entire goal. Because going for a late game in which you're hoping to take one of your opponent's bases, I think is unrealistic. He is trying with this guy, with this one. Once again, planetary is not done quite yet, so we're gonna get a cancel. We're gonna get a lift. We're gonna get a can. Ooh, never mind. No cancel. Planetary dies. Big mistake. Big mistake there. No lift on that thing. Very poorly done. Lynx are gonna continuously attack as well. There's just a single tank here. At the same time, we have a battle over here as well. Resource lost is about a 5k difference. Let's see how that's going to be after this fight. A couple of tanks ranging all the way to the back, but Ghost not in position quite yet. That means that these ultras are actually going to be capable of dealing quite a bit of damage. Now come the snipes. Pew. Couple of overseers. Corruptor. Ultra goes down as well. Resource lost now at a 7k-ish deficit. So slowly but surely moving further in Maru's direction. Maru, however, is out of cash. So this is actually an okay situation for Rogue if he can continue to fight. He is outmining his opponent. He has more bases that he has access to. He just needs to fight, and he needs to take decent fights. Not good fights, decent fights. He just needs to trade away his bank. And he needs to take out his opponent's army. And we can see, based on the income, what the ratio should be. It should be about a 3 to 2.5 ratio, or 3 to 2 ratio. So you're going to get a big Ling run by onto this base. This base is actually actual toast right now. If there were Corruptors here, You could maybe even try taking out one of these orbitals. It's not going to be the case. Corruptor's not in the mix. We now have some Vipers moving in further forward. Ultra's chasing. I mean, that's a crazy maneuver. Gonna get Blinding Cloud rather than Parasitic Bomb. I don't love it. Blinding Cloud is good against tanks. Parasitic Bomb is good in these type of low eco situations where there's not infinite money to rebuild Medivacs or to repair Medivacs. Ling Ultra on the right side is gonna get sniped here. One. No. Snipes don't go through. Lots of Lings are gonna go down. Do we even have Burrow? I don't think we do we? No, we do. Yeah, we do. Of course, we had that Burrow Baneling here earlier. I completely forgot about that. We haven't seen a drop trying to go into this base. We haven't seen a Nidus Worm in a while either. As in never. We do have Greater Spire, so the Broodlord transition is potentially there. But right now it's not. You see, Maru is interested in trying to take a battle. I am surprised by this. Because I think right now taking a battle, if he takes a bad one, he's actually in trouble. Does not have a crazy big bang. Does kill a base though for free and runs away. So ends up being a pretty decent setup. SCVs are being taken out. Link's doing some work on the planetary as well. So we have a battle here on the bottom side too. But honestly, without infestors, these types of fights are so hard to manage. Because the ghost can just keep running and running and running. And eventually the tanks will get all of the Banelings, and then all you have left is Ultras, and they're just gonna get sniped, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. 135 supply to 141. Resource lost 13k. Earlier it was just the 7k. What was it? 26,000 resources lost against 19? Now we're 40k to 27. It's not great. It's not great. You could say the ratio stays somewhat similar, but the absolute numbers also actually matter. Ooh. There is vision here. He's just not using it. A big mistake. Oh, a nuke actually gonna connect. Maru with some cheeky little nukes. Love to see it. Love to see it. Wouldn't surprise me to see a couple more of those nukes coming in soon. Maru does like throwing those in. 17 more drones on the way. Ooh, Rogue is running out of cash, by the way. Completely out of money at this point. So that makes sense why he would want these 17 drones in that case. You have this base that is mining, left side now being cleared. I wonder if maybe Maru is planning on taking this as his 6th and just gives up on the bottom right. The bottom right is never going to be taken by Rogue. And the moment Maru establishes this base, he also pretty much for free gets this one to the side. No gas has been mined from there yet. This base hasn't been mined. So I think Maru is just looking at this from a very pragmatic perspective. He's like, hey, I don't need to take the right side and spread myself so thin if I can keep the middle. Like the middle is the core. Get this base going. Like it's gonna be hard for Rogue to take good enough fights here. 42 to 29,000, still the 13k gap. Now we're gonna get a Nidus. And you, oh, what the hell? This is not normal. Oh, get spotted though by 2 mines. Bad news, it's bad news. See if these tanks are going to unsiege. What a beautiful little attack here, huh? Gonna go try to kill maybe a turret or so. No, it's not quite gonna get it. This hatchery did go down. Oh. So what this does is it kind of puts pressure onto the opponent here. Basically saying, hey, if you sit back and do nothing for the next 30 minutes, my swarm hosts, bit by bit, are going to kill you. It's not going to be fast. It's actually going to be extraordinarily slow. It's going to take legitimately 30 minutes, but I'm going to kill you 1 tank at a time. And that's going to be the goal. And if he achieves that goal, that would be a big deal. Rogue is actually, or sorry, Maru's going to move towards the left side. Worm in the main base. Take a look at the first person view here. Our boy Maru, is he seeing it? He's not. Not paying attention. We have a Ling run by towards the right. Still the main base. Ooh. Knight is in the main. Now he sees it, most likely. Still not responding though, as the swarm hosts come from the side. 1 ghost goes down. Link's popping out in the main. Link's on the right as well, dealing a lot of damage. 9 SCVs have gone down. Creep is blocking this base from landing. Swarm hosts haven't been taken out yet, I think. So we still have 16 remaining. We get a burrow next to a turret. It's not gonna work. It's a good attempt though. One that I appreciate for sure. Okay, here comes our next swarm host wave. How far away are we? Pretty close. One more worm in the main perhaps as well at the same time. 14k difference still. Let's get another big wave coming in. Poof. Turret's going down. Sensor tower going down. Oh, these tanks taking some damage too. So we have another tank. This is the 5th time this base been taken out. Absolutely surreal scenes over here. Worm finishes up once more. And this worm kind of counts as supply. Because it keeps supply at home the entire time. It forces units to stay here. Ooh, ghosts are going to get cleared here by the Lynx. Nice overseer maneuver. Realizing that something had to be done here as the Locust move further in forward. Gonna get a lift on this base. Once again, would have loved if he could have waited a bit longer. Might still get a tank or two though. He's gonna get one tank at least. It's not the end of the world. Look at this. I can't believe these swarmers are doing it. They're not just trading okay, which they are by the way. Like we're still at a 14k gap right now. But also they're denying a lot of mining, which is probably more important. And the Nidus in the main is doing a good job too. Yeah, this worm is... There is a difference here in supply, right? We have like 30, 20, 28 worker supply or so. And look at what's being kept in the main base here. We have 2 extra tanks that are in the main. We saw some ghosts earlier that often need to go to deal with that Nidus worm. And that's just because the Nidus worm exists. So yes, the overall army supply is much better for Maru, but he doesn't feel comfortable enough to actually move out on creep. And the creep is absolutely key here, because the moment the creep disappears, Baneling Ultra is significantly worse. Now, the moment the entire full force is over here, the swarm hosts ideally start hitting somewhere else. And where that somewhere else is going to be, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to do over here, to be honest. Maybe you can try and clear some of these tanks to later go in with a Ling run by. I don't entirely know what the plan is. I do know that I love this setup that he's going for. We're going to get a worm now in the natural, and once more, supply needs to be sent there. Maru is just not responding to these worms quickly enough. Good snipes, though. It's going to get a lot of value there. But this thing's also going to get some value. Look what's in here. That is 3 Ultras, a bunch of Lings. Will be capable of clearing... well, quite a bit. Ghost Academy is going to go down. Maybe some of these tanks will end up falling as well. And this is the moment where you want to go in with the Swarm Host as well. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Planetary is taking a bit of damage. Not enough, though, to die. At the same time, we have another attack here on the right side base. Let's see how that's going to go. I mean, there's just too many Marauders, so Banelings are never going to get a good trade, if I'm being real honest. Ultras in the main base, though, absolutely unleashed. The army was split towards the right and towards the left. Nothing really left to deal with the stuff in the main base, as now infrastructure is being cleared. Ultras are going to go back into this Nidus, and we still have 2 Lings borrowed as well, so we can use it later on Nidus if he wants to as well. Next Swarmos wave, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, should be about available. So this is going to sweep a couple of these tanks in my mind. I hope that he micros this well. There we go. 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank, 3rd tank. Beautiful control on these Locusts. He's going to get every single tank, and he's going to get the planetaries off. 4 tanks, planetary goes down. Fantastic control here. Fantastic. Look at this. Still 15k. A 15,000 difference right now. That is so well done. Rogue has been trading efficiently ever since these Swarmos came out. And look, he's also lowered his worker count. So now his army is even bigger than it was before. Because he knows Maru probably wants to become more aggressive. He knows that Maru wants to do that. So Rogue is doing a great job. He does need to take care of this left side base, because the mules are doing a real number on him right now. Because Rogue also has been losing mining on the side bases. So he needs to be careful. He really needs to be careful. Like, I still love what he's been doing, but losing the right side bases time after time does mean that he has a lot of workers that aren't necessarily working. And with mules being as mules are, this feels, I don't want to say impossible to win, but difficult. It's gonna now move forward here with these Locusts. It's gonna try to go for a kill on this planetary. Is barely gonna get it. Well done. So I think the last 2 trips of these mules are not gonna be spent working, but a lot of minerals have been mined. I think I saw it peak to like 4.5, 4.6k mineral income, which is a crazy amount of income. I actually think both players here, specifically Maru, feels the need to attack. I don't think Maru quite understands what the economy is like for Rogue. And thus he feels the need to go for a desperation attack. In reality, I think Rogue is actually the one that feels more time pressure here. Because he's been losing some fights now. Where before I was saying, oh look, it's just 15k. He lost like another ±3 or so. Which is very painful. Very, very painful. This is also non-planetaries at this point, as the Swarmos are going to come in here with the Ling Bane. There's nothing really to clear the air, which could be considered a problem. And right now we have an army consisting of 19 Swarmos and nothing else. Now if you had one more full army with this, so you can like build 8 or 9 more Ultras and like 20 more Banelings, and you get like 6-7 more Corruptors, I think Rogue is in a great spot, but it's not the case. It's not the case. Rogue is broke as a joke. That's going to be it here for game number 3. Mothership will be map 4, as we have a standard Rogue opening it up here with a... I guess it's going to be a 17 hatch? That doesn't exist, does it? 18 hatch definitely doesn't exist. We're going to play gas pool. Yep. Oh, there we go. Very nice. 18 workers, gas pool, hatch. What is the follow-up here? Couple of possible build orders that immediately kind of are top of my mind. Anything with roaches, really. Just anything with roaches generally is good. What's interesting now is whether Maru is going to open up with an SCV scout or not. So I think the reason why this build is being played is because CC First has made a major reappearance on these maps. On the 3-player maps, we've seen so many Command Center First out of a lot of Terrans. Bunny, Cure, Bian. I haven't seen Maru do it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Maru also likes it. He doesn't shy away from the Command Center First. So I think this is in response to that type of opener. And what I would expect to see here is an instant Roach Warren in that case, as kind of like a punishing maneuver. It's not going to be the case here. Could also be link speed. I guess. Why not, right? Could be link speed. Luckily for Maru, who's going to get the instant scout here with the SCV. Like, even if this was a secondary scout, this would be significantly worse for Maru already. But here he's going to get full information. He probably is even going to see the links. So 2 links are going to work at killing this SCV. The standard response against this is going to be Reaper, Marine, Factory High Ground, Bunker High Ground, or Bunker Low Ground. I don't know what is considered to be correct, but you need significant unit investment at least. Like, it's just a fact, because there's a couple of links that are out on the map. You don't know where they are. They could be behind your Reaper. They could be at home. You simply just don't know. Okay, and you need to know. It's as simple as that. You just need to know. So Reaper's going to go into the main base here. Gets the scout. Very nice. Doesn't see behind here. I'm surprised he didn't poke all the way in to figure out if there's a roach worm, but he probably just wants to return back home to make sure he doesn't die against any links. No, he's going to stay around. Okay, interesting. Bunker on the low ground, but close-ish to the ramp. We're probably not going to see a fast 3rd CC because we have the 2nd refinery already. 2nd gas before triple is the standard. Couple of SCVs need to be pulled here as well. The orbital command finishes, the command center finishes up, starts into an orbital command. Oh, too late with the lift. A little bit of a blunder there out of Maru. It's not going to be the end of the world, but with metabolic boost, these links could be a bit annoying. You're just going to have to micro against it, and that's frustrating. Because if you would have lifted that, they would have just died. I guess they're going to die now as well, so it's not the end of the world. Oh, again misses the lift. Sees the tech lab as well. This is going to be queen drop here. Triple or double? Triple queen drop with a link flood. I think this is a Rainer build order. Rainer played this build, I want to say, against Clem a while back. I think he invented this as well. The 1817 link flood with queens, 24 workers. We have a lot of links coming out. If he can catch his Reaper, that would be a big deal. Oh, barely misses it. And now I think Reaper Man is going to be a little bit afraid. What are we getting here? Okay. Okay. I thought he was going to go for Tank or Cyclone because he built the tech lab on this, but it's just going to be Hellion, Starport, Stim. I guess this is for a Viking or a Liberator. Triple CC coming out. Reaper's going to see the lack of a 3rd base. Gets the jump in, but doesn't get info. We get 2 drops. 3 Dropper Lords. 4 Dropper Lords. So, usually what happens let me explain to you why we get the 4-drop lore. So usually, Terran would build a wall in the front here. That is not what Maru has been doing. We have a single depot in the main. He doesn't even have a second. Okay, the second depot is going to be built over here. The second depot outside of the main 2. So I guess this is depot 3. This is depot 4 for the people that do regular counting. Oh my god, it's going to go double eBay right now. This is where the upgrade rushes are going to start biting you in the bum. Having extra barracks... I guess extra barracks wouldn't really have helped that much either, though. Like, let's be real, right? They would not be done quite yet. So maybe you'd get 1 Marine extra during the fight. That would be it. But still, it would have been nice to eventually get that. So we're going to get the cancel on that. Medevac coming out. Hellion. We're going to get a drop over a wall that doesn't exist. So maybe he's just going to go straight into the main base. Straight up surround onto the bunker as well. Queens will drop. Queens are here in case it's Banshee, by the way. If this is a Banshee build, then the Queens are great against that. Or against the Liberator. But no. Just a straight up GG as Rogue wins the game here. Maru underestimating this build and it just straight up dies. I think this is also one of the superpowers that Rogue has, is the ability to have these build orders like in the back of his mind and throw them out when he believes the opponent is underestimating this. It's not like Maru doesn't know how to beat that particular build order. And I actually think that for the next 3, maybe even 6 months, Maru will not lose to this particular build again. It's going to be, you know, back in his mind as well. And Rogue just has this kind of innate ability to figure out when it's the time to pull it back out. I hadn't seen that build in like 6 to 9 months, maybe 12, like maybe a year already. I remember that it existed, but I don't remember seeing it recently. And I think being the guy that always pulls out these builds and kind of put them back into... You know, just out there. No other Zerg can do this against Maru now. Maybe you can still get a win against Clem with this build. But I just don't think this is like... You can't pull it out anymore. This is a one-time build. And it worked. And it worked great. And you got your win. And that's all you need to do. You just need a single map 4 times. Rogue is the king of winning best of 7s by just winning 4 individual maps. It's very often, it's not like he looks at these series like, oh... You know, I need to win 4 games. It just needs to win 1 game. And he just does it 4 times. And it sounds like it's the same thing because really it is. But I think the approach that he uses is really different from a lot of some of the other top Zergs. Where I think a lot of what they do is more kind of absorbing damage and then playing from a position of macro strength. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I think Rogue just, he feels different to me. He just has so many little tricks up his sleeve. And he then also has a very strong late game. Like, he's good in macro. He's good at macro, but he also has like a bunch of tricks. It's really weird. It's cool to watch though. He's definitely one of my favorite players in just the ZVT late game, but also just like the play style that he tends to go for. I think it's really sick. I love it. All right. What do we have here? We have 6 links coming out. Rogue standard as well. Instant speed as he kind of starts sucking on that extractor. Strong sucking reflex on that drone. Oh, there we go. Drone towards the extractor. Gets killed. Maru a little bit too good for these types of tricks, bro. What do you think this is? Freaking Carnival? No. Get away with your nasty tricks here, you prick. Ooh, drone almost dies here. 2 drones with a single Reaper is absolutely diabolical. So this is a 2-link Ooh! Okay, that's diabolical. This was a 2-link defense, turning into a 0-link defense. It's gonna kill this Reaper. He might lose another drone though. Oh my god. Links going across the map here as well. 4 links against 2 Marines. Maru not paying attention. He's gonna lose 1 Marine. He's gonna lose the 2nd Marine as well here. No, he's not. These SCVs now in trouble. Queens have killed the Reaper. Taking out... Oh, 3 drones have gone down though. And 6 links. So that is -1 extra drone. Usually only build 4 links. So -4 drones compared to the standard. And what has he killed? He's killed a single Marine. It's not enough. It's simply not enough. On top of that, also his 3rd hatch was delayed. Let's not forget about that. A little bit of mining time here already being lost, but I think that is a price that Maru is willing to pay. Maru also had to change up his build orders, now getting Marines and single Hellions rather than double Hellions from this reactor. I think Maru might be afraid of some type of roach attack. We are going to get a 2nd gas. We are going to get the tech lab because the 2nd... Ooh, it's going to go triple gas. Is this once again going to be double eBay? Dude, Maru is drinking this double eBay Kool-Aid big time. He's also the one that kind of made it. He is the Kool-Aid man. That's crazy. And the Kool-Aid, does the Kool-Aid, I'm familiar with the Kool-Aid man. I think he bumps through walls, but I'm not sure what else he does. Like, does he make the Kool-Aid as well? Or is he just the guy that goes through the wall after drinking the Kool-Aid? I don't know, I'm not an American. I never actually had Kool-Aid either. It doesn't look very tasty to me. I wonder if this is gonna be mech. So this, like I said, this could be a mech setup or a double e-base setup. But we're gonna get a tech lab here. Triple Marines are out. Should cancel this, should kill this Overlord, I should say. I don't know what this is. We don't have the e-base coming in yet. I think it's mech. This is starting to smell like mech. Maru's not paying attention, as this thing is coming in clean. It just looks like mech, no? This is mech. This is fake. I'm not believing this. Hello, kill it? Yeah, fakes him. Fakes him. Hello? This Tim is... No? Okay, this is one of the worst builds I've seen in my life. Like, these e-bays are way too late. 5-minute e-bays without having extra barracks? Like, this is idiotic. E-bays are pretty much the same time as the barracks. He's just too late with his production right now. I don't have anything good to say about this. This is not a build order. Like, he's floating 400 gas. Look, I freaking love Maru, and I can't wait to be flamed by Maru fanboys, but this freaking sucks. Like, he's going to need to deal serious damage, and he's gonna deal it as well, so this game is going to look fine, but his build order freaking blows. I'm not taking any crap for this either. Like, his build order, like, I like that he went for an 8 Hellion run by, that's cool, and it's working out, and he's dealing a lot of damage, and his position is absolutely fine, but his actual build order was dog water. Like, you can do the 8 Hellion run by without having your barracks being delayed for 50 freaking seconds for no reason. Like, these e-bays aren't even fast. He went triple gas, and then was slow with everything else. Like, he's been floating freaking 300 gas this entire time. And that's about what the third gas has mined. So he just didn't need it. He hasn't used it. Like, this build order freaking sucks. It's one of my... This is one of my least favorite tropes, I think, in StarCraft 2. Is when players go for an obviously inefficient or a bad build order, and then win the game or get very far ahead based on a different move, which then doesn't show the weakness of their build. Like, killing 23 workers should mean that this game is 100% over. The first double drop should win the game right now. And in a standard game, by the way, let me tell you when the first double drop would hit. The first double drop right now would be halfway across the map. Would be freaking unloading over here. Like, these Marines would be pissing over this hatchery as we speak, making nasty jokes and insulting Rogue's mom. But what are they doing right now? They're hanging out at home. He doesn't even have 16 Marines. This guy has freaking 14 Marines, a pathetic amount. No 1-1. He can't even... He does have 2 tanks, which is normal at this timing. He doesn't have 1-1 quite yet, though. So it's like, it's not fast upgrades. It's not fast 2 medevacs. 2 extra Hellions for the run-by should not delay your initial move out by freaking 40 seconds. That is not okay. That is completely not okay. However, his position is fine. Rogue here feels the need to go into 1-1 upgrades. Has an infestation pit already, so I'm expecting maybe to go into lurkers. It's getting a forward base, but first a lot of roaches. So this is just a garbage position all around for Rogue, which is not that surprising because he's lost, what was it, 23 drones? Yeah, 23 drones to 8 Hellions. Like, fairly early on in the game. Like I said, this should pretty much just be game over. There's no roaches in the main. This drop could unload. Queens are not nearby either. Spore not in position. I think Rogue is out of position. He's going to send a couple of roaches there right now. Not sure if this roach count is going to cover it because 1-1 has finished up. And the unload is already here. Combat shield done too. Couple of Marines going to go down. Nice control here on that individual roach. Good micro out of Maru. Is going to target down some of these drones as well. Forge CC is about to finish up. Like, Maru is just... he is freaking fast forwarding into... What should we call this? He's fast forwarding into a macro game. Into a late game pretty much, but he has a couple of chances to kill his opponent here as well. This first push is going to be close to impossible to hold, despite it being a very standard push out. It's going to be... Well, actually, this is not standard, because usually you wouldn't be out on the map with 3 tanks. I think Maru realizes, hey, I'm so far ahead. I should just be capable of walking across the map and killing my opponent. There's no upgrades yet for these roaches. There's a couple of queens. There's some transfuses available. No infestors in the mix either. Marine's going to come from the left side here too, as the Banshees are dealing a lot of damage. Overseer not in position quite. Bile's not really connecting. Actually, Rogue is doing a fantastic job given the limited resources that he has, but I guess he still dies. Maybe not a great job then. Yeah, well executed follow-up attack by Maru. I actually like the way that Rogue was defending. Like, I actually think, given how bad the situation was after the early game, it was impressive. I also, by the way, wasn't trying to put Maru down as a player. Just his build order was bad. And the reasons for that were clear. It was a chaotic early game. You had these links that were going around like across the map. I think he forgot his second gas. And as a result, he wanted to make up for that with a fast third refinery. And then he probably... he was busy microing Hellions when he could have been building barracks or way faster E-base, and the entire build just kind of fell apart. And it just shows how mechanically challenging this game is, even at the absolute highest level. If you get a chaotic early game, it just becomes really difficult to hit all your timings, especially if it's a bit weird as well. Like, he felt like he was losing some gas, and he added another one, and then, yeah, stuff falls apart. You're missing your standard timings. Ooh, this time around, this is a 15 hatch, 15 overlord, 15 pool. The 15, 15, 15. Absolutely epic build order. Ooh, look at that. It's gonna go into a delayed gas at 18. Yeah, this drone, the 18 drone. Poof! Into the extractor. And this often allows you to defend the initial Reaper without building any links. It's kind of the main value of this entire opener. Because you go queen, queen. They come out at, I want to say 226, the queens. Because you start them at 150. Queen takes 36 seconds, as of course we all know. I don't need to tell you guys that. You guys are also freaking smart. Large brains. Managed to click the subscribe button on the Harstem channel, HarstemCasts channel. You know you guys are smart. Oh, I think this queen actually started at 149. Maybe even 148. A Rogue, man. Absolute drone microing machine. It's a cool map, by the way. Throne of the Dunes. Well, I don't know if it's a cool map, but it looks like a cool map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this base is not super easy, I guess. It's not that hard to defend either. It's also not that hard to defend. There are some rocks here. This area is somewhat open. You have a nice aggressive kind of rotation you can do here from, I guess, the 3rd into the 5th. Some good tank spots too. So actually built 2 links, which surprises me because one of the main purposes of this build is the ability to actually deny the Reaper with just queens and then having full drones on mining. This often goes into 2-base stuff, by the way, this particular build order. Shin is super fond of this build, also known as Ragnarok, also known as Shin. And as Ragnarok, it's known as 2 different things. It's like how I'm known as the 4th best Protoss player in the southern part of the Netherlands. But I'm also known as the 15th prettiest Protoss player in the southern part of the Netherlands. You know, can be known as 2 things. Just like Shin and Ragnarok. He's both. He is him. Okay, we're gonna get a lair here. 3, 2, 1, poof. 3, 2, 1, poof. Oh, is this bait maybe? Lair in actually, okay. I think he wanted to wait for the Reaper jump in. So this is a really interesting outcome actually. If the Reaper doesn't get the scout on the lair. Oh, he does get the scout. That's a big deal. So if he doesn't get the scout, I wonder if he's going to change up what happens here. Because you might want to get a blind bunker. Because then it could be like a roach warren on the low ground, right? And a ling into roach attack. But now that he sees the lair, he like Maru is, well, I mean, he's going double eBay again. I cannot believe we're seeing so much double eBay playing. It is interesting to me. So what does that do in this particular build? It delays the starport. Usually you'd get the starport reactor and then you swap the 2, you go for a fast 2-1-1 push with the triple CC. Instead you get the quick 1-1 over here. And then you get the starport and the reactor. So your marine count is going to be fairly similar. But your initial medevac timing is a little bit later. And then your upgrades are obviously earlier by maybe 45 or 50 seconds. I'm not entirely sure on those timings. Tanks are also going to be a bit delayed. So usually what you would do is get a reactor with this, then you'd go make a tech lab and you start producing tanks. Like that is pretty much the standard little like flow chart you would have for your factory. But because this initial reactor is delayed, it still needs to be built. That first tank is also going to be delayed. So you give up a little bit of safety, a little bit of aggression for quicker upgrades. And during this series, I am starting to wonder, and I've started to wonder whether these upgrades are actually worth it. Like you give up a lot, it feels like, in both safety and aggression, where not keeping a Zerg like Rogue in check is really hard. Look at this, we're gonna get a scan right now. Maru gets lucky with that scan, by the way. The Hydra then could have been in the main. The Hydra again could have been in between. Like this was, we'll call it a 50% chance. Usually it's in the main or in the natural, but still. Like that is a significant risk that you're taking here. Rogue is actually gonna commit into a Hydra all-in with 59 drones, muscular augments, +1 carapace on the way. This is a completely non-existent build. I've seen Shin do something like this, usually of 55 workers, and I think without any evos at all. But this is still weird as hell. Like this is... I've seen these Hydra builds in the past. They almost never work. But a lot of the high-level Korean Zergs, they love doing them right now. And I've actually seen a little bit of it work. Not a lot, but every now and again, it's like, whoo, that looked sick. Do we have an Overseer? Was that an Overseer? Was an Overseer. I wonder if his plan was to poop on this factory. It wouldn't surprise me if it was to poop on that factory. To stop tank production. So we're going to force a liftoff here on that orbital. We're getting an infestation pit behind it. Straight into Hive and Lurker then. This is really cute. This is kind of low eco, but you're also keeping your opponent low eco with an aggressive push. And you don't know what's following... What the follow-up is as Maru, right? This could be Hydraling Bane. This could be more Hydras. Hydra Infestor. It could be Hydra Lurker. This could be 60 workers still. It could be 75 workers. You have no real way of knowing. You could scan, but that's expensive. And like I said, it is not very consistent information input that you're getting. Like you scan the third base, what the hell do you see? An Evo chamber. Okay, that's no info. You scan the main, what do you see? A hatch. Nothing. Scan the natural, you see an infestation pit. That would be information. That would be nice to have. But still not complete. The fact that these evos are split up, I also really like with this type of build order. It makes it harder to figure out whether you're fully committing into a macro game. Imagine you were to scan, see 2 evos, like, hey, 2 evos, that is significant resources being dumped here in those upgrades. Fungals are ready. Maru needs to be so careful here. He cannot just wank around here. Now is no time for wanking around. Nice try, Maru, but it's time to go home. Second factory? No, it's 8 racks. Oh. This is a predetermined build order, and I feel like Maru here is playing a little bit too much like a template. It's like, oh, 2 eBays, woohoo, oh, 8 racks, woo, lots of Marines with good upgrades, epic. It's like, that is really cool if you're playing a more standard game, but I think this particular game requires a different approach, because look how fast the Hive is going to be. Look how many Hydras we have. Look at the Infestors that are out. It's going to be hard to move out because you have the Fungals to delay. And in the moment Vipers or Lurkers come out, usually Marine-based stuff is going to be significantly harder to execute. The one thing you don't need to worry about as much, by the way, here is Ling run-bys. Because there's no Ling upgrades. I mean, Carapace is there, but no attack upgrades. And the Ling numbers are not going to be very big because you know it's mainly Hydra. I love this side base here. Rogue often does this, is where he expands away from where his opponent is pushing. He'll pretend to want to keep this base, but then very easily give it up the moment he sees he's taking losing battles. I'm not saying that Rogue is the only player that does this, but I think Rogue is the best at it. He is so good at not accepting bad fight. Looking at a situation and saying, hey, I don't actually want to fight this. So you see, he forces the siege up away. Lurker's now moving in. Seismic Spines is over halfway done already, which is a big deal, by the way. Liberator's going to show up. Rogue already in position. Lib gets completely destroyed. We get a couple of big Fungals. This is a great fight here for Rogue. He says, hey, I can take this. I'm just going to kill everything you have. Lurkers can stay around, or they can go home, and these Stalkers, these Hydras can continue chasing. Topside base is going to get taken out. We don't give a crap. That topside... That was a distraction. That was a distraction. And Maru is he's being made a fish right now. This was bait. This was bait. And he chomped down that bait, man. Doesn't realize there's a hook attached to it. Loses the medevac, gets pushed back. And now all of a sudden, Lurker Hydra infester with map control. In Dutch we would say prettige wedstrijd. Which is the equivalent of saying have a nice match. But in a sarcastic way. It's going to be close to impossible. If you're fighting against someone that has lurkers and they get map control, you don't have a fort base yet, it's so hard. Unless you have significant tank numbers or significant ghost numbers, you're just not pushing through. Lurkers are too strong. They take too long to take out as well. A single Viper here could completely destroy any position. High lurker numbers could completely destroy any position. We have 8 lurkers now running forward. They could kill this third by themselves. They could just run in there, completely force a liftoff, clear everything. But instead, what are we seeing? Oh, these guys are moving forward. They're gonna... I have no clue what this is. This is the craziest. You just have 5 lurkers doing nothing. I don't even think it matters, to be honest. There's like 12 lurkers here. 10 lurkers left. Hydra count is phenomenal as well. This must have been one of the worst executed lurker attacks. It just doesn't matter. There's too much stuff. Now we're gonna get the lurkers up the ramp. I still think this third base is really the kind of the weak spot in the in Maru's armor. He just has a single tank out right now. Liberator's gonna try sieging the ramp. Good effort here. Really nice effort. Planetary is taking significant amounts of damage. We're going to need to send a tank down here. Lurker now moving behind. I still think this area is the least secure. Rogue behind this, by the way, isn't stopping. He's still adding drones. He's getting centrifugal hooks. He's preparing for a later stage in the game. Once again, we're moving forward here. Oh, this time he can actually attack the tank. That's neat. He's going to start attacking it as we need a scan. Just not going to get it. Liberators are going to siege up. We have the launch ability, don't forget. So this base is going to fall. Fort base will go down. Maru at 182 supply, but what's the quality of that army? It's mainly Marine Marauder. He's going to try to go for a base trade. Interesting call. Probably the correct call. He has 3 medevacs here with units. But Rogue already had pre-split his units back home. He knew this was coming. He said, hey, Maru's pretty smart. I'm pretty smart too. I can anticipate the stuff that he's about to do. So Maru's going to try to collapse onto this position, but I think he's just dead. Fantastic game here out of Rogue. Honestly, a textbook. I don't know if there's a textbook that has Hydra builds in it, but if there's a textbook, I can tell you that Rogue's been following that textbook. This looked so beautiful. Decision making, the way that he took the fights, freaking perfect. Honestly, this entire series has been so sick. I don't think we've had a single repeat of a build order out of Rogue either. Usually, like I said, Zergs are these guys that just, they take, they absorb. But Rogue, he dishes it out, man. He can take and he can give it. He does it all. He can do it any way that he wants to. Boom, bam. As Maru is being pushed back. Doesn't have a fort base. Rogue continues macroing behind us, by the way. Look at how low his resources are. 150 minerals, 40 gas. Phenomenal. This guy is perfect. Yeah, he's actually perfect. The type of Zerg player you want your daughter to come home with, you know? Like, holy crap. Teach me this, son-in-law. Some more of that, huh? GG gets called. Maru stepping out. Rogue wins the series with a 4-2 score. Fantastic series. Fantastic gameplay. Fantastic audience. As long as you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, we're gonna remain friends. Alright, love you all.